Hey everyone, talking about the new fragrance by DS and Durga called Leatherize. The notes in this are butterscotch leather, cistus, cubeb, pale orris, cypriol, myrrh, and cade. The concept of it is that it's supposed to both work on its own as a leather dominated scent and also be good for layering with anything from kind of lighter notes to make them more, deep, dark, and mysterious, and also even things like incense, patchouli, and whatever that are already dark to kind of amp that up. I was a combination of like really excited because I really like leather as a note sometimes, and also kind of like DS and Durga can be a bit hit or miss for me. Sometimes I really like stuff they do. I don't usually love it, but sometimes yeah, and sometimes I'm just like this is not for me at all. But this delivered big time. Yes, so good. I think this is perfect for what it's going for. Yeah, I was kind of prepared to be let down because of, what I mentioned about them being hit or miss for me, and also just this is a lot to deliver, to claim that something is both really good on its own and really good with layering when it's this kind of intense and strong of an accord. But yeah, it's so easy for leather to get too greasy, too animalic, too dusty, too powdery. So even though I usually love it, sometimes it's just more like, okay, I like it, but I don't love the way it's in there. No, this really hits the nail on the head. So good as a standalone. Yeah. Wow, it really works well with my skin too. And also really good for layering. And I do not have good luck with layering. I've had some major layering fails. It pretty much the only time I'll do that now is if it's like something smoky and something really kind of simple vanilla-y sort of. I don't try to get more complex than that or do too much else because it just doesn't end up working out for me most of the time. But I tried the Paradigm by Apotheker Tepe, which is like sandalwood and orris butter, basically, even though it doesn't smell like either of those to me. Basically like a really light, there's no dark notes in it type of fragrance. It's strong, but no dark notes in terms of the lightness just being, like non-offensive notes. And was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. Oh, it's so good. It just like made it even better. It amped up like a sort of leathery quality of it, but it doesn't just smell like, oh, someone took a fragrance and just dumped a bunch of leather on it indiscriminately. Like somehow it really like melds with that fragrance. I am so excited to try this on a bunch more fragrances, but so far so good on test strip, on skin, layering on skin. Yeah, there's like a slight smokiness to it that comes out more in the test strip for me than my skin, but love this. I do think it's really overpriced. Yes, I'm raving about it, and it's $280 for a 100 ml. Like, given that it's pretty simple, I mean, that just feels really, really ridiculous. But at the same time, I can't say that I can name a single other fragrance like that works just this perfectly as like a leather standalone and layering, and that's so versatile. So I guess I'd say it would be worth it just because there's nothing else out there, but come on, DS and Durga, like that's really expensive for this. But moderate longevity and projection, this is unisex leaning masculine, and if you like leather, please try this. I would love to hear what other people think if you do try it, but I think that it's probably going to be a pretty big crowd pleaser for anyone who does like leather notes. And so nice to have something that I can kind of make the fragrances that I have that are more just like vanilla-y or kind of light, and add even something like Eros. I'm going to try that out with it. Anything from kind of some basic designer thing like that to something that's already maybe complex and I just kind of want to play with it. Feel like I'm a perfumer or something. But yeah, I will link in the description where you can get a bottle or a sample, and hope you like it as much as I do.